Hello, everybody. This is Ashish Joseph here, coming to you with the final episode of The Inside World with my very good friend Prithivee Rajesh, right from Chennai. Hey, Prithivee, how's it going?
Hi Ashish, how are you?
I'm good. How are things over there? How's the lockdown taking a toll on you?
Not good, man. Sucks.
But I, just like the way you sing "Rise Up," I think it will be a pretty good song for your motivation for this particular season.
Oh God.
Since I think most of the shops and the scene are actually coming back to normal, so I think everything would be coming back. But above all, I just want to thank you for coming to the show. It's such an honor to have you over here. I was like, in case if I send you a message about, hey, do you want to come to this talk show? Would you even see that message was something that I was actually worried about? But thank you for accepting the show, first of all. And it's crazy to actually talk to you about a couple of your learnings from the industry and your experience as an artist and then transitioning to the industry as a whole. The first time when I met Prithvi was actually in IIT Sarang, right? 2018. Yeah. So she was the top 10 finalist for the Vox competition, and the first impression that I had about Prithvi was such a humble and grounded person. So we had this mutual friend who was just introducing the both of us, and she talked to me as if she didn't even care who I was. She was like so approachable. She didn't even care about the fact that I was judging the event. She didn't even know about it, and she just talked to me as a normal person, and I was like, okay, she has no head weight at all. If I'm looking at artists in the industry, and if somebody's saying who is the most humble artist, I'd say Prithvi is the first person that comes to my mind. But Prithvi,
actually,
it's so nice to have you here, and
it's my pleasure to be here.
Yeah. So when I was actually listening to your entire content, you've established yourself as a Western artist as your foundation. The biggest thing that differentiates you with the other artists in the industry is the type of songs that you've chosen. I kind of noticed this in the finals of IIT Sarang because the way that people choose songs, they go for contemporary pop that is very, which has that recall factor for the song, and people are like saying whatever. But how you select songs, you take up pretty complex songs. Like if you nail that song, people are like, listen, you just take my money. I don't want it. You take my money. So that's like nailing Charlie Puth and nailing Aretha Franklin are like two different levels. If you nail Aretha Franklin, you're a queen. And I think you've done so much work with respect to that kind of a song selection. But I just want to, talk to you about your entire base in Western music. Like, how did you start having that knack of picking the right songs and, expanding your vocal range? Where did this foundation come from?
I think my love for Western music started when I was in school. So I was very keen on going to like vocal training to explore that side of myself, and like being in a normal Chennai society, people believe you to like go to Carnatic class and stuff. But I did go for Carnatic class, but I felt like I liked the more Western side of music. So I went and I figured myself out there. So over there, they taught us, I did Trinity Rock and Pop. I finished all my grades in music, and they told me how to choose songs, how to work on your range and know your range and stuff like that. So when I'm picking songs for a gig, I obviously have to pick songs that crowd likes, but there'll be one or two songs that I like, and those songs where I can like belts my vocals. Yeah. I mean, I have like a set of 5 songs that I sing almost every day, saying these are the 5 songs. If I nail them every day, then okay, fine, my vocals are cool.
Which are your songs? Which are your 5 songs?
So songs like Rise Up, Never Enough, I Have Nothing. What else?
You sang Never Enough and Rise Up for IIT finals, right? Yeah.
Those songs are like Always and Chandelier and songs like that. Those songs, if I like can sing them anytime, that means I'm okay. I'm there. I'm on track. And I track my progress with those songs. So like I sing them like every week, at least twice or thrice every week. And I see how much I can like sustain a note, or like how easily I can hit the note compared to how it used to be.
That's true. Yeah. When you talked about Trinity's rock and pop, right? Like, I come from a time where Royal School of Music was the scene, but Royal School of Music were towards Western classical, like pure Western classical, where you have to sight read and notes like that. But when I was looking at the entire, the examination of how Trinity rock and pop does, they take proper contemporary songs. So I was just, going through the entire the set that they take up Sam Smith, they take up Lewis Kaplan, they take up Sia, and these are not like simple songs. They take up the highest complex
ones, yeah.
So technically, Trinity has set it in such a way that they've analyzed the entire industry on how it's progressing, and
it's also very enjoyable. Like, you pick up the songs that's like very current, and you're like, hey, it's fun.
Yeah, I think, I definitely can understand when you say Trinity kind of put a foundation in terms of how you start choosing songs of all. But, something that always has a foundation to your Western music that you choose always depends upon the artists that have impacted you.
Yeah.
Right. Are there a couple of artists that have left a proper mark in how you are as an artist?
I mean, there's not one person that's like left a complete mark on me. So when I started growing up, the first music that I even started listening to, thanks to my brother, was a lot of heavy metal and rock. So that was the first English influence in me. So the first band that I listened to was Linkin Park. So I was it seemed very cool at the moment. I'm like, hey, that's very cool. But unfortunately, I couldn't sing back then. So, and then when I started watching TV, the first TV that I started watching was Disney Channel, and Disney Channel was the only channel which had a lot of musicals and like High School Musical, Camp Rock, and stuff like that. So they had like a crazy influence on me. I used to come back, watch in the hall, come back to my room, take a comb, and sing High School Musical songs, pretending I was Vanessa Hudgens.
Nice. I think everyone did that. If I'm looking at my influence, I think I was captivated by how Jonas Brothers were, in the spotlight. I'm like, I want to be like him.
I want to be them. That's how I wanted to be. I wanted to be them. I wanted to sing. I wanted to be that person who Troy Bolton was in high school.
The funniest thing is that I think the first time when I listened to Jonas Brothers was back in 2005. And those note emphasis that they do, and if you're not good at those emphasis, I'm like, so when people listen to that when you're not properly trained to do that, I'm like, my mother was like, what are you singing over there? When you're talking about burning up, keep holding on, you're 3000 and things like that, it's crazy. But it's nice, man. I think having an influence from Disney, I think Disney songs were pretty good in terms of, the level that you want to reach someday.
Yeah.
And it's nice, man. Prithvi. So when I'm looking at the content that you put on social media, right, you have a massive base of people that follow you. And something that I saw after, 2018 starting was the fact that you've been very consistent on how you've been putting a lot of English content. But after some time, I saw you diversifying yourself towards Tamil film songs. So tell me, what was your thought process with respect to how you were just branching out in a different type of content?
I just wanted to first, if someone comes up to me when I was in say 12th grade or first year of college and tell me, Prithvi, sing Tamil, I'll probably just walk past them. So, but now I started understanding that the audience wanted me to sing Tamil. They adored it when I sang English. They're like, okay, Prithvi singing it, okay, fine. But then when I started singing Tamil, they started relating to the content a little more. They started understanding the emotion behind it, because most of my followers are from Chennai and in and around Tamil Nadu, and I like my Tamil audience a lot. So I had to give them something. So I started putting out Tamil songs, and it started working out. Actually, it started reaching a lot more. People started loving it, and they started sharing it, and I got cute comments from on my DMs or my comments saying, we really like you singing Tamil, please do more Tamil and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, so why not? Let me try and balance both. So that's how I started branching out into Tamil. And singing Tamil, putting Tamil on Instagram gave me a lot of favors. In the sense, I got my movie songs out of it. So I pushed into movies because of being able to start putting out Tamil out there. So it was fun that way.
Something that I noted was when I was following you back in 2014, I think, when you put out English covers, it was 15K views coming over there. But when you started putting Tamil, it was 25K, 30K. I'm like, bro, where's the audience coming from in the first place? So what you told me was very valid, when your base is proper Tamil speakers from Chennai, when you sing proper complex English notes, they're like, wow. People say about, but when you sing proper Tamil songs, they're like, bro, I vibe with you over there. I think from there,
exactly.
So I think from there, what I could infer is your engagement, your shares, your comments kind of increased, and that kind of put you on the spotlight. You agree with me on that one?
Yeah, it did actually a lot.
Yeah,
A lot
so-
of most of my Tamil covers go up to even like 70, 80K. So it's like, it's nice to see that as well. Like they
Yeah.
like it, they want to send it to their friends, they wanted to put it up on their stories, and it's nice to have that feeling as well.
This is something that people need to do. Like, for example, when you're talking from a marketeer standpoint, there's this thing called market segmentation. Right. So you don't put stuff that people don't vibe with. So once you start consistently put content that people understand and relate to on a different level, your reach to the audience increases altogether. So I think in the past 2 years, I think you've grown exponentially, Prithvi. Like, I was like, bro, like, wow, like, just see the way that you've been in the past 2 years, So that was my biggest concern. In case if I send her a message right now, would she even read it? But you are still the same person, and I'm so happy about that.
Thank
Prithvi.
you.
And you talked about the fact that once you started consistently putting Tamil content, they did a lot of favors for you in the film industry, right? So I think when we had this conversation, you talked about the fact of how Agalaathey was one big thing that happened out of Instagram. So tell us, how did this magical Agalaathey offer come to you?
So back in like 2018, I was just sitting in my house. I just put up like few Tamil covers, and I was like, what am I gonna do? So I just sent like randomly, sent like few of my covers to like few music directors.
Okay.
I didn't expect them to see. And then Yuvan sir actually saw it, and then he texted me asking me he told me it sounds really nice and asked me if I've sung in movies. I said no. He asked me if I was from Chennai, and I said yes. So he's like, okay, come out to the studio and we'll see how you fit into a song.
Okay.
So I went over to studio. Oh my God, dude, I still remember that feeling of shitting bricks over there. Like, dude, I grew up listening to his music, and I'm like sitting in his office waiting for him to come and talk to me. So then I spoke to him I went for like 2 days. He got to know me, got to know that my family was okay with me singing in movies and stuff like that. And it was very sweet. He made me feel a lot comfortable before the recording. Otherwise, I would have like I was still shaking. So I was like, okay, now I'm a little better. And then the day he texted me saying the lyrics have come. You want to come in for a quick session? I'm like, yeah, sure. And then I went, I sang the song. And then he's like, I'll let you know if there's whatever it is. And I'm like, okay, cool. I came off. I didn't, I was really happy, but I didn't know anything. In June, I got a call from the production team that they actually approved the song. And I was like, what? What? And I was so excited. Like I didn't know what the movie was, who the hero was, and it was like probably like a dream to like debut in with Yuvan Shankar Raja sir and like Ajith sir. For Ajith sir, it was like crazy. I mean, especially that feeling when you go to the theater and you're sitting there,
and your voice comes out.
It's gonna come.
Yeah, I think that's a really nice feeling, no? So was it Agalaathey when you recorded the song?
It wasn't called Agalaathey. So I didn't know. So when they started doing promotions for the song, I didn't know this was the song because it wasn't called Agalaathey. And I was like happily outside. And my friend calls me and he's like, bro, you sang for a movie. Oh? And I'm like, I was not supposed to tell anyone. So I was like, oh, no, really? I didn't sing for a movie. And then they're like, bro, your name's all over Google. What are you saying? I'm like, what? And then I checked. I didn't know how the song was going to be structured as well. So, and I called my friend because I was like outside for a show, and I called my friend. I was like, listen, can you go listen to the song and tell me how it is? He goes, he listens, he calls me and he's like, bro, you're starting the song. And I'm like, what?
Whoa. That's not bad. No, yeah. I think the feeling of, getting to know this by surprise from your friends and then going to the theater and say, it's coming, it's here. Oh, I think that feel is very magical.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like, honestly, the song did really well as well. Everybody loved the song. So I was really, really happy.
So working with Yuvan, especially somebody that you've known from your childhood with respect to the songs that he's produced and listening to it on a regular basis, it's like a nostalgic feel when you see his content and then finally able to work with him.
Yeah.
But I guess you worked with a couple more directors, during this period. And I know you're not able to talk, you're not supposed to talk about it right now, but I just want to generalize your entire journey right now, with respect to transitioning from the independent music scene to the film industry at this current point of time. What are some of your learnings that you've learned out of this journey? Is there something specific that you feel that you should incorporate on the way you move forward?
I think I just need to be open to learning and trying new styles.
Okay.
I mean, I shouldn't be fixated on saying, this is how much I can sing, this is how I'll sound. Instead, I have to keep trying and trying to be better every day. Saying I have to like be that way, yeah.
So I think versatility is one big thing that
yeah,
you should
actually,
follow,
because from Western I moved to the Tamil singing, and that by itself is a big step of versatility.
But
I want to sing more.
Yeah, but
I want to try more.
Yeah, but when you look at proper established artists, like for example, when you look at Shakti Sri Gopalan or when you look at Sid Sriram, their base is Western actually.
Yeah, exactly.
And what I've seen is like their independent music is crazy. Even though they've not released it out in the open, their music is amazing. Like, I think I've heard a couple of their songs in so far, and the feel of how they've written all their Western songs is altogether different on what they look like in movies. Because in movies it's more like you have to sing what they ask you to sing.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
But something that I can see from your end is I think you have the same journey where your Western foundation is like proper solid. And you are able to get those Western techniques into a Tamil kind of a atmosphere where you're allowed to improvise a bit more, and that opens a lot of avenues. And what you said is very true. Like if you're not open to different types of styles, I think you're just boxing yourself to one particular possibility. So when you're open, I think you have a lot of more avenues that you can experiment. And that's very interesting, Prithvi. And I'm so happy that you have that outlook, and a lot of things have worked out for you. And I'm very much excited to see how you've actually worked and the other movies that you've actually sung as well. But when you look at your independent type of music, like I think after Agalaathey, you've written Kachile. And it's very odd to see indie musicians start from indie, go to film, and then go to indie. I'm like, okay, what is happening over here? This is very, very not natural. So, with respect to Kachale, and there was another song called Me and You. So, whenever people release music out in the open, there's always an aim and some kind of a metrics that they follow in which they want to achieve. So let's start with Kachale at this current point of time. Like you released Kachale after Agalaathey. Right. So what were you thinking? Like what was your thought process on releasing a proper independent music with a music video that's coming over there? So what was your thought process?
Kachale is a very, very close song to me. To get that song out, I think more than me, the people who worked with me just went, Prithvi, it's correct, it's okay. And I'm like, no, the feel has to be right. The song's really, really close to me. So I did Kachale because I wanted to, or do independent music because I wanted to put out a creative satisfaction for myself. And I wanted to put out music that I really relate to, and people who can also understand to my kind of music. Because with film, it's like you're singing their songs, but with independent songs, you're singing your song. You're saying your story and stuff like that. So Kachale happened overnight. Actually, my friend we were just jamming, and I'm like, bro, listen, I have something in mind. And that's how it happened. And we all put in like crazy effort with that song, with writing to like composing to like programming and everything. I think it took me a month to like properly get into that zone, sing the song. So when I went for recording the song, I think I didn't speak to anybody 2 days before that because I needed to be sad. I needed to feel like alone, like how I feel alone for the song.
Yeah.
So I went in, and the person who did the music for me, his name's Edwin. So I'm like, Edwin, let's do this. And he's like, bro, why are you so sad? And I'm like, exactly, let's do this.
I'm an artist. I'll be getting into the form.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm in the zone. Let's do this. Because the previous time we tried recording it, I was laughing. So you can see that I was not sad. So you can literally feel the emotion in the song. So the next week I just went, let's do this. It's okay. And he's like, why are you so sad? And I'm like, no, I need to get the song properly out. So it was genuinely a good struggle because I wanted to be versatile, because normally when I sing songs, it's normally in the mid register or like probably a low register ones. But this time I'm like, no, I want to do it high. I want to do it different. I want to be able to hit all that notes. I want to be able to sustain few notes. I want to like show that even I can be versatile. So that's how that song happened. And the song was close for all of us because we really enjoyed working on that song.
And the entire writing process. I think something that I can see out of your entire process of writing the song is you wanted to show off your range. Right. So like,
Yeah.
sir, listen, I can also do this. Okay. So I think it's nice, having a song in your portfolio and you're just marking as an independent music and you're just showcasing your different types of styles that you can actually do with the Tamil song itself. It's very innovative and
because
it's
it had
nice.
a lot of Western influence in the song as well, and
Yeah.
that's one thing I really liked about it, because it had the me element in it.
Yeah, true,
like,
true.
I have a lot of Western influence, and that song had a lot of Western influence,
Yeah.
but yet it was like a Tamil melodic song. So that's one thing that I really liked about that song.
Something that reminded me about this particular thing that you told me was you got into the zone, like when you look at established artists out there, it's something that comes to them naturally. Like nobody says, okay, I have to be in character like before I sing the song. But I think when you're looking at independent artists, I think there's a lot of emotion, there's a lot of feel,
Yeah.
there's a lot of...
That's because you're conveying your song to them.
Exactly.
So you need to be that person.
Yeah. So, but something that got me thinking was, suppose if you're doing commission work with somebody else and they're asking you to do this, I think the importance of staying in character, like coming into the shoes, I think you do it naturally and it's amazing. It's amazing. I think what people can do is, come into the shoes of who is writing the song, who's singing the song, who is it for. When you understand that premise, I think even if you're doing a session, it makes it more meaningful and people will be able to
that's
vibe
like
it.
if I'm singing for somebody else also, say some other independent artist, that's the one thing I ask them.
Okay.
What did you write? What is the song for? Why did you write it? What's the
Yeah.
emotion behind the song? Because I need to understand your emotion to be able to convey it for you.
Yeah.
So because I like giving the emotion behind the song, because people look at me and go, bro, how can you sing even a happy song in a sad version? But I'm saying I like that emotion. I like that emotional connect with the
Emotion,
person,
yeah.
the raw emotion behind a particular song.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I really like doing.
A song that reminds me of this particular one is Bonnie Raitt's "Can't Make You Love Me." I'm not talking about the original. I'm just talking about the one that Adele sang, and the
Right.
one in Royal Albert Hall. I think Adele is known for having a relationship that didn't work out, and then she sings a song based on that. And when you hear her singing in that particular piece, that is not even hers. Okay, but she redefines the song in such a way that she wrote the song. Like
It's how much she connected with the song.
Yeah.
Like how much that song means to her.
It's amazing, and I think what you said makes so much amount of sense in terms of not just you yourself connecting to the music, but also the audience also connecting to the same thing that you're.
So when
feeling.
you feel so much for the song, and when you give out your 200%, your audience will get and understand why you are like that.
Definitely.
So
So everyone who's watching this particular segment, just go onto YouTube and search for Katrile by Prithivee Rajesh, and you will know what exactly we're talking about. But coming to your independent music as such, with respect to the creative writing process of your songs, how do you do it? Do you just let your instincts guide you, or you have a particular set of methodology that you follow? Like, for example, you have the lyrics ready or you have the tune ready and then just belt it out. So how is it for you? How do you start writing
so
songs?
sometimes a tune just pops into my head, and I just write down 4 lines, and then I go tell my friend, because unfortunately I tried learning an instrument and it didn't go in the way I planned.
Which one?
I tried learning the guitar, so it was a bad idea.
If you fail in the guitar, you should switch on a ukulele.
Yeah, so it wasn't a good idea. So my friends really understand what I'm trying to say. So
Okay.
like in terms of music, so I'm like, okay, cool. He's gonna be with me for a long time, bro. You're stuck. So like a tune pops into my head, and I just send like a voice note to my friend saying, bro, this is some new tune I got. Like, check it out. Or like my friends make like a tune and they send it over to me and say, let me know what you think. So I'm listening to a song, instantly I can like think of a tune, and I just write like 4 or 5 lines down and I send it back to him. And if it works that way, then we make it into a full song. So that's how Kart Relay happened.
Yeah.
He sent me like a basic melody, not the one you guys heard, but like a melody saying, bro, just listen to it and tell me what you know. And I really, really liked it. And I found a tune and I'm like, okay, this has to be made into a song. So I'm like, okay, let's get it like properly done. So my friend is a songwriter. His name is Ben.
Okay.
So he writes most of my songs actually.
You should give them shout outs. Why Ben at the rate of what?
His name is Ben Kingsley on Instagram and every social media.
Sure.
So he writes all my songs. Me and you, we wrote together. I mean, we wrote it together. Me and you, we wrote it together. Katrile, we wrote it together. Most of my songs, Kadal Kolide, we wrote it together. So
Nice.
most of the songs, we just write it together because I'll have like a basic idea and then I'm like, listen, this is what I think. What do you think? Yes, refined panninga, sir. That's exactly what I say. And then he'll put it in properly and then again I'll work on it and then that's how the song's like made. And then we'll like sing on a rough demo and we'll send it back and then they'll make like the person who does the music, say Edwin or the other person, Aditya, who I work with, they'll be like, bro, oh, Inge, you can sing a little differently and all of that. And then I get it back and then I sing it and then the song is made.
Nice.
So that's like the process behind the song.
It's amazing. Like, there's so many stuff that you've actually told me over here. But Prithvi, coming to my final question right now, you've it's like you put both of your legs in the indie industry and the film industry over there. So what's in store for the future, Prithvi? Like, what can we expect coming from your end in the next couple of months?
I can really hope the songs that I've sung for the movies come out soon. But apart from that, you're going to be hearing like probably a lot of independent music from me for a bit. Okay. There are a few that hopefully come out like next month, hopefully. So, or else I'll start working on new stuff. I just want to keep doing music for the only reason that it gives me a lot of motivation and passion in life. Like putting up a song, working for it, doing the video, doing the audio. It's just a crazy process and it's fun. It's like a process that I love. So probably I would not give that up.
So like you said, the process of recording the song and shooting the song, and once you put it all together, it's like a refined cake that you have.
So I'm just like, it just makes you feel you feel so relieved at the end.
True. So with respect to your independent music, is there any releases that's coming out real soon? Like which date, what song?
We haven't decided the dates yet, but sometime soon.
Is it a Tamil song or an English song?
English.
Nice. Anyway, Prithvi, but coming to the end of the show, it's such an amazing honor to have you over here for the final episode.
Thank you for having me.
And it's crazy that a lot of things that's happened in the past 2 years since I've known you, and you've grown exponentially in a different direction altogether. And it's really nice to see that you're still humble and still grounded, and you still responded to a message that I said to you, and I'm very happy about that. And thank you so much for agreeing to this, and I wish you all the success in the future. And
Thank you so much.
I'm super excited to see your content coming up. All the best.
Thank you so much.